Alrighty, we have a game here from the Longshanks and Zeus, Wood Elves and Greenskins. A matchup that used to be really popular after Grom the Paunch released. I remember there was a bunch of Dryad and Turtle Guards spam with some Glade Riders versus Spider Riders and Goblins and shit. Orc Biggins. Times have changed. I don't know if this would be considered meta. We have Durthu for the Wood Elves, with Flogadoom, Panzerpenetrable Pelt, Glade Captain, just with the melee buffs, and then some Eternal Guard, looks like 4 of them, 4 Treekin, one of which is the Firebark Elders. No, that's a Zote, my bad. 3 Treekin and a Zote. Okay, then we have 3 Hagbane tipped Glade Rider Skirmish Cav. For the Greenskins, it's a pretty hard rush. Do have some Orc Boarboy Biggins, plus a whole bunch of Spider Riders. 4 Squig Herds, 2 Trolls, one of which is a Stone Troll, the other is a River Troll ROR, the Swamp Things. 5 Orc Boys, 2 Savage Orc ROR Boys, and Wurzag for the army-wide buffs and the net. Greenskin's gonna have very little trouble finding a fight, since this box does not move very far, especially with it being 4 units of trees. If you include Durthu, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. The 3 Skirmish Cav can largely be ignored from the Greenskins if they feel like it. Glade Riders don't have amazing DPS, and you can run them down with spiders, as we see here, so yeah, not too big of a concern. Durthu's taking a little poke from the Savage Orc ROR Boys. They're just trying to get some free shots out, while Squig Herds dive straight in onto the Eternal Guard. That charge reflection on them is going to hurt. The Orc Boys needed to collide first and break that charge reflection, the braced status. So the Squig's taking a lot of whoopsie damage. As the Orc Boarboy Biggins are charging straight past the front line, they want to get onto these Zotes, and we'll wrap them up with a rear charge and a frontal charge from the Spider Riders. I also imagine that, yeah, Wurzag's been popping Bonewood Staffs. We are jacked on stats over here. I wonder if the Zotes will throw their flesh to stone on themselves quickly enough or not. Frontline is getting piled up as more and more Orc Boys kind of filter into this small area. Trolls trying to also get some damage down. The Eternal Guard are taking decent damage, but we'll see if it's enough. Flesh to Stone is popped at last, and that really makes the Zotes quite tanky against the Orcs. But still, they took a lot of damage overall. Spider Rider's still chasing around the Skirmish Cav of the Wood Elves. Things are going pretty well for the Greenskins, I would say. Savage Orc ROR Boys are entirely unimpeded from firing in. It looks like they're all still focusing down Durthu. And the Wood Elf front line, for now, is holding, but only just barely. One of the Glade Riders has taken a lot of damage. The Zotes also have taken a lot of damage. The other Glade Riders are under duress, we should say. First Waz popped, or is that the second? Don't know, but it does give all these guys a lot more stats, as Orc Boarboy Biggin's going to rear charge these Treekin with 51 melee defense, but a 46 melee attack rear charge should be able to get through those defenses and really get some good damage onto the Treekin for once, as Durthu falls below half HP from all of the Savage Orc ROR Boy fire. They're just sitting back there having the time of their lives. So Greenskins have entirely sandwiched in the Wood Elf area, and the flank fights are still going quite well. An Effigy of the Git, I like that a lot. Effigy of the Git to stop the Skirmish Cav from running away, nets them in place, and allows the Spider Riders to actually catch up to them and deal really good damage. So 2 out of the 4 Skirmish Cav are getting pushed off from the side of the Wood Elves. Meanwhile, this unholy blob has formed, and Durthu is really punishing it with Flock of Doom, Sword of Daith, but now they, the Greenskins counterpop, here we go, giving everybody in this blob like 80+ melee attack overall. And they are going to chew through this area. Greenskins pull further ahead on the bounce power. Savage Orc ROR Boys continuing to shoot Durthu in his big, dumb wooden face. And things are going well for now, though I do wonder about the longevity of the Greenskins here. As Wurzag starts to run out of mana, you're not going to get as many Bonewood Staff procs, and you probably get 1 more Wa, and that's about it. So without those juiced up stats, can they really hold? And we are seeing a mass terror out now, as the Greenskins just get whittled down by Flock of Doom after Flock of Doom with Sword of Daith as well. Mass rout from the Green Beans! Durthu, what's your value at? 2,200 just from all the AoE spam. Things are getting a little spooky. Savage Orc ROR Boys have been firing on Durthu literally this whole game. And they're doing fine. Not amazing, but fine. Greenskins getting their notorious second wind as their tattered forces try and rejoin the main group. Where did that... There we are. Another Spider Rider behind me. After he routed those Glade Riders. Wood Elves are just going to charge down the Savage Orc Auror Boys. Not much the Greenskins can do about it. At least the Savage Orc Auror Boys are decent melee combatants if they actually decide to fight back. Which for now, they're still shooting at Durthu. Fists of Gork is popped onto these guys, though it doesn't look like they're actually going to do much battle unless they turn guard mode off. It's something that I never remember to do with the Orc Boys. Greenskins coming back in. Another Flock of Doom is going to hit these guys. That one's not as punishing. It only hit 3 units, but still, I mean, it's pretty good overall. And the Orc Boar Boy Biggins are back. Back in action. Can the staggering in Greenskins actually get much done? Advantage you get is popped onto Durthu. Stone Trolls are here to try and punish him down. They need leadership, though. That's going to be the biggest problem, is they might actually just terror out from interacting with Durthu. They are getting a ton of damage down onto him. Is it going to be enough? He's getting so close to collapsing. If Durthu dies or something, man, all these Wood Elves are going to rout too, because they're running pretty low on leadership. But there we go. The Stone Trolls are terror routing like we thought. They even shatter. And the bounce power is significantly held up by Wurzag being full HP while nothing else on the map is, but, I mean, he is completely worthless on his own. Another Flock of Doom hits like 1 million people. The Swamp Things are trying to hang in there. They are regenerating up a little bit, and their stats are better than most Trolls leadership-wise, and they also have terror, so they can't terror out. But they might just naturally rout, as the Zotes have done a ton of damage to them. The Treekin are also fighting back. And something is getting popped here. A Fists of Gork onto the Swamp Things to try and get them into that winning melee combat. If they win melee combat, they will get a leadership buff, like if those dual swords turn green instead of red. So they're doing their best, but it still looks like the game counts them as losing. They're down to 2 leadership as more Spider Riders try to charge in. And man, the Greenskins just cannot rout anything in this Wood Elf area. As the Glade Captain is offering double melee buffs, +5 melee attack and +5 melee defense. Durthu's down to 700 HP as the Swamp Things continue to fight on more bravely than any troll ever has. So close to dying. As a Brain Burst hits the center of the formation, does a little bit of friendly fire, but that's just the way of things. As a big Flock of Doom is going to hit, Durthu continues to hold, and all of the Greenskins rout yet again. Now that we will soon have archers rallying on the high ground, which if they can shoot at Durthu, they are much more guaranteed damage than being in melee. They do immediately draw a bead onto him, so Orc Boys are back. They could try to buy a little bit of time. Durthu's taking poke. He's down to 300. I told you, they can do a good amount of damage, especially when he's already that low. They need probably 1 more volley at this close of range. They should be able to take him down. That was like a half volley. Come on, there we go. That's a real volley. Durthu is 18 leadership while at 26 HP. So Durthu's essentially unbreakable. Got it. Durthu does die. The Glade Captain is surrounded and firing at Wurzag, trying to snipe him out. But since Wurzag's dead, not Wurzag, Durthu's dead, we might see a mass rout. Might. The Greenskins have been up on the bounce power forever, but once again, that is just Wurzag's HP. If you look around, there is very little going on for the Greenskins. All 3 Treekins still fighting to the death. Eternal Guard also doing good. That's like the 3rd time I've seen the Zotes rout, so I think the next one is actually their last, I believe. Glade Captain is trying to get back to our troops to give them the encouraged leadership buff that Lords and Heroes have, but also give them those melee stats rather than being on our own. Orcs continue to trickle in. The Swamp Things are back yet again. Not as much value as I would have expected, but they're hanging in there. As the Wood Elves who were terror routing from the Swamp Things are back now. Doing a lot of damage. Swamp Thing's barely hanging in there. Wurzag doesn't really know how to contribute at this point. He might have to get into melee. He might have to get his hands dirty. As the Swamp Things are going to rout here any second, but they are giving these Orc Auror Boys just a little bit of time to fire in. The other Orcs are also going to rally any second now and start firing back in on the Wood Elves. Glade Captain in the back, still hanging on, still fighting, as the Treekin go back to help her just a little bit. Zote's continuing to rout. Looks like they're not coming back. Glade Riders, the Hagman Tips, probably only have 1 rout left in them. I saw that Glade Captain take a little bit of damage. Can the 2 Orc Auror Boys carry this game as more Orc Boys charge back in? Spider Riders break, but as they do, so do the Eternal Guard, so does a Treekin. Not the Firemark Elders, not even close to them. Man, the greenskins have routed so many times, there's just nothing left for them either. Quick fast forward as archers are going to poke and prod at the Glade Riders, just trying to get them to shatter. There they go. So no more cavalry, no more archers. Wurzag charges in to try and stop the Firebark Elders and give these archers some time to fire back a little bit more. I think the balance of power is full of shit, man. I think that the Wood Elves are advantaged at this point as archers continue to try and hurt these Firebark Elders. With 90 armor, 15% missile resist, 20% physical resist, they are not taking a lot of damage. Spider Riders charge back in, trying to rout this Glade Captain. I don't know if that's the best. You could have recharged these Eternal Guard and get them all to rout or something. But the Archer Poke is whittling down the Treekin. Slightly. Slightly. Shattered Spider Riders run away. But then again, so did the Eternal Guard start shattering. Man, this leadership is all so fucking low. These Eternal Guards are at 3 leadership. Holding on, Wurzag's taking more and more damage, but the Wood Elves just have 0 HP. They have nothing left, and they are letting the archers fire in for free. These archers are like 1/3 of their actual shooting strength, but still, I mean, they're getting it done. They're doing okay. Treekin's 0 leadership over here. Now up to 15, I think because he got a charging bonus. The Savage Orc Auror Boys are just going to commit to melee, realizing they have to be melee troops. Big charge in, all of a sudden the Wood Elf leadership is faltering. A Waz popped! Holy shit, they got a Waz somehow! Alright, a third or second Waz, not really sure about that. But a Waz popped in the late game, getting all of these Wood Elves to rout. Even the Firebark Elders thinking about leaving for a second as Wurzag continues to fight them. And the balance of power is tipping dangerously into Army Losses territory as the Firebark Elders actually do rout. As the Glade Captain routs, it's only Wurzag left. As she doesn't actually rout, but yeah, the Savage Orc Auror Boys are also getting the fuck out of here. So it is Wurzag versus a Glade Captain. And one of the Savage Orc Auror Boys even shatters. So it is literally just Wurzag and this Glade Captain. He charges back in, chops her in the face with his cleaver. But then she fires back. She actually hasn't routed. I thought that chop to the face was going to rout her. Another big shot, and she is going to get going. Does Army Losses tip against the Wood Elves? Not quite yet, as Wurzag tries to chase down the Glade Captain. He's taking so much damage that the bounce power plays on him. But he kills the Glade Captain in front of these Treekin. They have a charging bonus that keeps them in the fight for now. They get up to Wurzag, and they're going to try and knock him down. But their leadership is so low, and there's no Glade Captain to give them the extra stat buffs or the encourage yet. Savage Orc Auror Boys firing in. The under missile fire debuff is going to be enough to get these guys to rout. And that's a close game. That's a very close game. G fucking G. Trolls did eh. Savage Orc Auror Boys did really well. Spider Riders and Boar Boy Biggins did well. Orc Boys did pretty fine. Squigs did okay. That's about that. For Zeus, Durthu 2,900 value. Zotes did just fine. Glade Captain did fine as well. The Treekin hung on for quite a while. Didn't quite pay for themselves in most cases, but hung on for quite a while. And then Eternal Guard did okay. Very good game. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.